Greetings, welcome back to the Go to Work Late Night Show, where I focus on entrepreneurship, education, and entertainment. The three E's. And at the same time, it is a wonderful, wonderful experience to be able to share with communities worldwide about some of the things that we call foundational skills. And at the same time, have some entertainment to keep you energized, and just at the same time, just know that you can, by all means, share the video at any given time. So today I wanted to share with you all about thinking maps. We know as a countrywide that we are working on thinking. So with thinking maps, do know that it's a way to help structure the minds of everyone. For as young, older people, people in school, not in school, it's just helpful. People that's in business. So we have all these different types of thinking maps. So it's up to you, but I'm just going to show you a few. And at the same time, just know that it's very, very simple. So it's helpful. People that's in business. So we have all these different types of thinking maps. So it's up to you, but I'm just going to show you a few. And at the same time, just know that it's very, very simple. So the circle map, you just simply put your topic or your area of focus in the smaller middle area. And then in the larger area, you put the details about that subject or topic. And then if you are into filmmaking, we have storyboards and so forth. But before you commit your eyesight to the computer, you might want to use paper and pencil in order to work on eye care, just because hardly people talk about that, but we need to still use pencil and paper at different times. And just a 10-10 rule as well. Please remember that every 10 minutes we're supposed to look 10 feet away for at least 10 seconds. And if it's changed by now, but just know that that's something that we should share with other people as well. All right, and then mind you, in the circle map, you're able to section off those areas in the circle map, if you will, into categories. So you can use the circle map in different ways, whatever is comfortable for you. But here's one way we can even share from kindergarten or pre-kindergarten to adults and wiser people. All right, so it's just helpful. And at the same time, there's a bubble map and a bubble map. Again, there's an area of focus, and it's just actually just designed for you, so you can write those details outside of that smaller circle. And that way you can also streamline different capacities. Say for instance, you do own a business and you have these different departments, and we know we have the typical organizational chart and so forth, but here's another example. And then for children, you can share with your children that they can use the smaller circle for a subject, and then say for instance they're in junior high school or high school, and they need to put their heading on the left hand side of one class and the right hand side on another class, and then they have to do certain assignments unlike the other class. So here's another way they can use a bubble map to put it in practical use versus just telling you about one subject or another. Just the big picture here. Go to Work Late Night Show. So in the center, maybe it's that subject or the teacher's class, and then the different things that teacher is looking for to be successful overall in the class, especially what we're embarking upon the 2020-2021 school year. All right, and so they have 6 or 7 or 8 of those bubble maps, but at least they have a snapshot of what this teacher is looking for. And unlike the circle map, you can just put the details everywhere. And if you're taking details in a way that you section off your circle map, okay. At any rate, the bubble map will be really great for that too, because the teacher or the subject is right in the middle, and then these are the different details about what is expected in that class in a snapshot. Also, of course, you can add bubbles for yourself. All right, and then a double bubble map. Then here, if you just had 2 classes, but even in elementary school, the students don't have just two teachers. So I'm going to use a different example. So with two, the double bubble map, then you're thinking about comparing and contrasting. So we need more students to think about, well, for example, we talk about different books all the time because we're talking school, we're talking literacy. And we have one book and another book that's in the same genre. So whether it's fantasy or informational text or narratives, what have you, those two books coming from the same genre, and then they each have their own details, and then they have details that are similar or the same, shall we say, that would go in the middle, all right, that help them to better understand that, look, these two books really really do have connections. These two books right here, there is something similar to both of these books, even if they go a page at a time. The first chapter of each book, and then compare and contrast is definitely helping to build them with critical thinking skills. All right, so I know thinking maps may not be something that everybody's interested in, and I am trying to tap into all the different multiple intelligences that there are out there. So yes, you have different sounds, you have different visuals, definitely different ideas for organizing your thoughts, but definitely please share with your students and know for yourself as well. It is helpful to go to sleep at the same time, if at all possible, at least in the same realm. You know, don't go to sleep one day at 7 o'clock and then the next day you're going to sleep at 12 o'clock. Then the following day you're taking a nap at 4 o'clock and then you go back to sleep at 10 o'clock and so forth. And then, because those usually are the people that saying, I'm not getting enough sleep, I don't know how we get my sleep, and they have all these different complaints, but they definitely have an erratic sleeping pattern. They don't have a discipline. They don't want to go to sleep at the same time. And it's children and adults that say those different things, and most often from my almost 50 years, or shall we say when I wasn't even paying attention to it, at least give me 30 of them, 30 years, that's what I've learned.
Are you knee deep in NutriBurst? Let me tell you, if you're not, you want to order NutriBurst. You know you're not getting all those vitamins regularly on a daily basis, but if you could just take a cap full of NutriBurst, it will help you with your energy. It will help you throughout the day. So get filled first thing in the morning with NutriBurst. That part right there. Go to work.
Learned that most of those people, they don't have a regular sleeping pattern. So I'm not a doctor or what have you, but like I said, this is the Go to Work Late Night Show. I'm trying to give out information for communities worldwide so we can get on task and we don't have to have all these different complaints and depleted attitudes or what have you. We want to be more confident, so we to share these tidbits and remember these different things and share this information, then we'd be more apt to be prepared and be successful and proactive when a new school year begins. At the same time, in the summertime, have fun, you understand me, with health and wellness. If you don't know already, check out the link right there, shop.totallifechanges.com/go to work. Order you some products so that way you can be working at your optimum level. You might need to just detox and get that energy going, because some people are sluggish because they have so much inside of them that needs to be detoxed. Because once they go detox, then they're going to feel great. They're going to more readily to do different things, energize themselves, and give some of their time to the world, like doing go to work late night shows. Maybe they can videotape, send a videotape, and I can put inserts into the Go to Work Late Night Show as well. So they're sharing information that's pertinent to help in our community to do great things. So with informative information, resources, motivation, inspiration, all those collective TION, the state of some type of verb that helps people to do wonderful objective things. That's what we need to do. That's what the Go to Work and Late Night Show is all about. The mantra, go to work. That's power in that. Go to work. It just self-fuels me. That's where it came from for me. Go to work. So it's just constantly, like how you say we have affirmations. Well, what is your mantra? What do you say all the time? You know, we hear things like back in the day, Nike was just do it. And we hear you can do it. And we hear something like keep going. You know, so at the same time, go to work. And we shout out to Kumo D. He had a song, Go to Work. And I was like, oh yeah. And I wasn't saying go the work, but I was saying go to work. I wanted the children to just stay focused, because I've been teaching over 20 years, and now and to keep them on task. I don't want to write referrals. I want the students to just stay in the class and we work this out together, because we're gonna be here for the whole year. And I don't want you missing out on anything because you're sitting in the office and everything like that. So I was like, go to work. You focus on your work. We don't have any issues. The more you focus on your work, the more you stay objective, the less you're involved in this subjectivity that gets into the way and has a propensity for ill behaviors. When you stay focused and objective and on about the lesson and creating ideas that enhance the lessons, you're gonna be successful. You're gonna help other people to be successful, and then you help with the synergy in the class to do wonderful, great things. So we just need to keep our mindsets healthy. So a healthy mind definitely improves and increases literacy, and that's my slogan: a healthy mind increases literacy. So note that also, just in case if you don't know, I know you're learning about the Go to Work Late Night Show. If this is your first time here, I'm also an author currently of 100 books, and I'm looking forward to being an author of 101 books shortly. That's so funny. It's just like it really actually happened. I was just viewing a video where I said I had 51 books at the time. So now I'm sharing. I'm looking forward to having 101 books soon. And then, of course, so the backstory is always going on in your head. And so I thought about the book 101 Dalmatians, absolutely, because I'm sure I'm talking to the audience of kindergarten and pre-kindergarten through college, university level entrepreneurs. So at the same time, it's just a gambit of different pieces of information that we put together in order to be a holistic person. And yes, I'm a multi-talented person, and instead of like flicking the collar, I just moved the wig. But just know that it's just really, really wonderful when you take into account how many different things that you have done and what you want to do and what you inspire to others to do. And not to say that this is what I suggest that you do. We're gonna keep this real. Most people that tell you, this is what I suggest you do this, do that, and they don't do anything to help you toward that goal, that's a little bit, it's a little strange to me. Because one, I'm like, if a person really wants you to do something or suggesting something to you, it seems like they would give you a helping hand at that. Because otherwise it becomes like a top-down situation versus a lateral teamwork mindset. Because I'm all into win-win. So when it just seems like, oh, you just want me to do this and you're not doing anything, or you say you're gonna do something but you want me to do everything, then that's not, I think that's where we have this gray area of inconsistency, and we people fall apart, because it becomes not that everything has to be even, because some people aren't able to do the things that you can do, and they see that you can do those different things. Just like educators, we know we have a vision, and we stretch people's visions all the time. We try to take them from where they are to where they can grow, but yet we don't know to the capacity where they can grow. So that's why I try to be careful with the words that I use as well, because as a visionary, you're a visionary. It hasn't happened yet. Okay, so having vision and foresight, but is based on concrete experiences and is in the area of possibility and imagination. That's why I share with people, we have got to be careful when you're sharing those things too, because it's really not, like some people say, well, not fair, it's not a real thing. Well, there's something to it, because most of the time, the people I know, they don't know the future. I believe in the fact that they do not know the future. They can anticipate, they can assume, they can, it could be a probability versus a possibility. The more you stay objective, the less you're involved in this subjectivity that gets into the way and has a propensity for ill behaviors. When you stay focused and objective and on about the lesson and creating ideas that enhance the lessons, you're gonna be successful. You're gonna help other people to be successful, and then you help with the synergy in the class to do wonderful, great things. So we just need to keep our mindsets healthy. So a healthy mind definitely improves and increases literacy, and that's my slogan: a healthy mind increases literacy. So note that also, just in case if you don't know, I know you're learning about the Go to Work Late Night Show. If this is your first time here, I'm also an author currently of 100 books, and I'm looking forward to being an author of 101 books shortly. That's so funny. It's just like it really actually happened. I was just viewing a video where I said I had 51 books at the time. So now I'm sharing and looking forward to having 101 books soon. And then, of course, so the backstory is always going on in your head. And so I thought about the book 101 Dalmatians, absolutely, because I'm sure I'm talking for the audience of kindergarten and pre-kindergarten through college, university level entrepreneurs. So at the same time, it's just a gambit of different pieces of information that we put together in order to be a holistic person. And yes, I'm a multi-talented person, and instead of like flicking the collar, I just moved the wig. But just know that it's just really, really wonderful when you take into account how many different things that you have done and what you want to do and what you inspire to others to do. And not to say that this is what I suggest that you do. We're gonna keep this real. Most people that tell you, this is what I suggest you do this, do that, and they don't do anything to help you toward that goal, that's a little bit, it's a little strange to me. Because one, I'm like, if a person really wants you to do something or suggesting something to you, it seems like they would give you a helping hand at that. Because otherwise it becomes like a top-down situation versus a lateral teamwork mindset. Because I'm all into win-win. So when it just seems like, oh, you just want me to do this and you're not doing anything, or you say you're gonna do something but you want me to do everything, then that's not, I think that's where we have this gray area of inconsistency, and we people fall apart because it becomes not that everything has to be even, because some people aren't able to do the things that you can do, and they see that you can do those different things. Just like educators, we know we have a vision and we stretch people's visions all the time. We try to take them from where they are to where they can grow, but yet we don't know to the capacity where they can grow. So that's why I try to be careful with the words that I use as well, because as a visionary, you're a visionary. It hasn't happened yet. Okay, so having vision and foresight, but is based on concrete experiences and is in the area of possibility and imagination. That's why I share with people, we have got to be careful when you're sharing those things too, because it's really not, like some people say, well, not fair, it's not a real thing. Well, there's something to it, because most of the time the people I know, they don't know the future. I believe in the fact that they do not know the future. They can anticipate, they can assume, they can, it could be a probability versus a possibility. However, it's not a fact that if you do this in the future, in 3 years, this is what's going to happen. It may propel to certain things. So the manner in which we share certain things has to be discussed as well. When you know the person you're talking to, or you know them well enough to say some of the things that people say, it's just very, even at this point in time, I'm trying to be careful too, to understand. But just know that the communication, the manner in which we communicate, is definitely something to reckon with. So when you don't know a person and you don't really know what their innate motivation is, what drives them and so forth. Just to talk at that becomes possible, that we could talk at a person versus talk to a person, and that's a thin line. And not to say, oh, you have to send, oh, can you please pick up that paper right now, versus can you please pick up that paper right now. It depends who you're talking to. It's as simple as that, but it can be impactful if you just never know. And yes, sometimes the people say, oh, it'll seem like you have to walk on pins and needles and walk over eggs and so forth. Well, at this point, definitely in this kind of world, you definitely need to try to do, we all need to try to do our best. That's why I say, I'm not gonna be perfect. I'm telling you, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. So the thing about how somebody may share, even in this go to work late night show, some people, all right, no problem. They didn't already turn the channel. I'm still talking to you. And some people may just picked up at this point. You know how you go to a video, you might scroll over, that type of thing before you really get into it. You say, oh, okay, I'm gonna watch this. I'm back that up, and then you watch it and so forth. It's just, time is precious. So if this is not where a person wants to spend their time, then so be it. And if this is where somebody wants to spend their time, then, and you have an idea, a suggestion, by all means, comment, share. We're trying to work together, and it's nothing else but trying to help communities at large. And yes, I'm talking to everybody. We know that there are different type of people. Everybody is not the same people. We could be like-minded. We could be on the same page where we know we love entertainment. We love education. We love to read. We love to think. We know how to think. We appreciate the way we think. We love ourselves. We have high self-confidence to the point where it's like, it's second to none. You understand? But then we have some other people that looky-loos, and we do have people that just like, oh, okay, just straining, trying to find something wrong constantly. That just seems like that's what they thrive on. But then we have other people that's just like, oh, this is such a relief. Oh my goodness, somebody is finally trying to share some information that's helpful and benefit to not just her or just to somebody she thinks she's talking to, but to everybody. And yes, I'm like, I'm still trying to be careful how I'm talking to whoever's listening right now, because I want you to share the information. And the thing about it is, I've written 100 books already. Trust me, I'm trying to tap into multiple intelligences. I know everybody not into sports. I know, well, look, we all know it's not even everybody that's interested in books or reading, period. Okay, but at the same time, it's just a possibility they might want to write their own book. So look, a lot of those books have lines in them so they can write in them. Because I remember when I was growing up, everybody wanted to write in a book. There was a big thing. You make your own book cover, with the brown paper bag, and you was able to write your name on it and so forth. When they came up with the peachy folder, they had the peachy folder before I went to school. It was pretty neat, but at the same time, you couldn't really see your name on outside the folder unless you really used a marker and everything like that. And then it came to the point where they was like, okay, you can write your name on the inside of the front cover. It was a whole this thing about writing in the book. People wanted to write in the book, but I never heard, even as a child, that I could have my own name on the book. I was never told that. It's just like, as much as I love books, it just didn't connect. So that's why I just strive for telling so many people to share with your children, especially when it's the weekend, they're not paying bills yet, it's about to be summertime, that they can write a book. And so you have Amazon.com where they can sit there and type up their own book for free and upload it with your account, and then you guys can get paid. All they need is a bank account. It's way too simple for me not to share it, regardless of the fact that person or whoever I'm talking to haven't even bought one book, and I put the books on there, $3, $5, $10. You know what I mean? Just so, here, get a book, start writing. Nobody told me. That's all I'm doing. You know what I mean? If it was just all about money, each one of those books, at least $25. You know what I mean? It takes time to sit there and write a book, structure the book, proofread a book. We know that's why a lot of people don't write a book. At any rate, thinking maps, structuring our thinking, critical thinking skills. I need to be talking about critical thinking skills at all times, every day, all night. You understand? So I really do appreciate you all. I'm trying to stay calm because it's a late night show. And if you don't know, yes, it is really, really fun to do like so many extraordinary things and work with so many extraordinary people in the entertainment industry, as well as to create as a filmmaker and design different things and structure so much. At the same time, is work, and I just wish that so many more students were inspired. And I'm not sure if it's your auntie or your grandma or your parent, whoever it was that got you to the point where you can appreciate this video. And I just want to tell you thank you, to thank them at all possible. And at the same time, if it's your younger nephew, niece, or somebody else that you know that can benefit from just listening to this video, not that they have to sit and watch it, just send them the link and let them play it, and while they washing dishes or cleaning up or doing homework or what have you, but just to be able to hear the energy, the fervent attitude toward building better communities. And did you hear that the background, the motorcycle or a car with a nice engine and so forth? Just to know that it's a real thing. I mean, it seems like we're on the water, but just know, we all know this is green screen. And at the same time, because I can sit on the water, but not right now, I'm not even trying to say, but I'm just saying it's just so much fun. And at the same time, make it intriguing and realistic. This is really good facts. So thinking maps, you can research online. You can research Michelle Farrell. Look, I'm just so excited, on Amazon.com. And again, like I said, this is uncut. I'm not editing that. You know what I mean? So at the same time, just please know that these different tidbits of information and reminders here and there, it's a reminder, because so much we're listening to a lot of, seem like it's negativity, not purposeful, meaningful, objective, future forward, growth mindset information. So I don't want to make the shows that long at the same time, but I could talk for a long time, true. And sure, at the same time, I'm working on time management because I have different platforms that I want to record for, I want to work to do and so forth. And it definitely just intrigues me to be able to sit here and talk to myself and talk to you all out there in the world. And I'm not sure who's listening, but the Go to Work Late Night Show definitely focuses on the 3 E's. And if you can help to share with people for me, I would appreciate it. And again, just a reminder, entertainment, entrepreneurship, and education. However, whichever order you want to put them in, that they envelop the same. And just really quick, just so you know, the more we empower people with education, and we do it in an instrumental way, meaning technology, whether it's physiologically, sharing with them health and wellness, shop.totallifechanges.com/go to work, or whether we're sharing the different sounds to tap into their multi-talented, multiple intelligences and so forth. It is the entrepreneurship, the entrepreneurial spirit that will envelop, because ultimately people want to create their own, or they want to put a spin on it, or their creativity, or they shall we say their individualism. So to help them with just these 3 E's, just like we said, ABC, just the ABCs. It's just 3 E's. So we can go so far, and we just want to empower our class of 2020, who had a different 2020 they could not expect, whether they were culminating from junior high school, college, elementary, or high school. So we want to definitely support them and wrap our arms around them when we can. And sure, there's some people that don't even need that extra, but it's a historical time right now that's really happening. Every day is historical, but just to know it's a historical period. And so Some people may not feel it now. It may not think about it so much now, but I could just only even imagine like the people that got married and they used a mask, that in the future they may want to have another ceremony, and then they won't have a mask, and then they'll compare and contrast and maybe use a double bubble map and write the details of the way that they felt as well. So much happens. So just want to tell you thank you. I appreciate you watching the Go to Work Late Night Show, and I hope you learned something, you're inspired, and definitely intrigued enough to the point that you will share the video. All right, share the show. I appreciate you. Go to work. Michelle Farrell. Until the next time.